573. So 35 seconds left. Hello, Mario. How are you, brother? It's been a long, long time. 5 seconds left. Things to keep in mind, we are opening above the moving average. We are opening above the previous week's high and just a little below the previous day low. Trying to break out of this bull flag. Let's see if this succeeds or not. If we get a closing above this bull flag, or is it a failed bull flag? We will see. And on the electronic trading hours, this blue box is what I'm basically, this range is what I'm looking at. This can be used by the market as support, targeting the Asian highs, potentially taking out the highs at 668. That will, we haven't taken out the Asian high. The market is in, if we just go through the time frames, this is the low of the candle and the high of this candle, 4 hours on the 4 hour time frame, which is holding price. So we haven't gotten a closing below within the inside range. That tells me that this candle is what's holding price on the 4 hours. Still, this is an uptrend on the 4 hours. 600 is the key level. Moving down, three standard deviation of a time frame or four standard deviation takes us to the hourly time frame. On the hourly, we got a closing slightly below this level. After that, we got closed above, closed below, closed above, closed below. So on the hourly time frame, that is a contradiction. So that is an indication of a range, indication of a range. So hourly time frame is ranging. Coming to the 15 minutes, it's definitely is in a more likely to go downwards than upwards. You see this point? We closed below. So on the 15 minutes, I'm not allowed to go long. I can only take a short. We filled this gap. So what happens usually in the range that market is forgiving? If I buy below any of these lows, I'll be get out at break even. How can I predict that it's a range? Gaps are getting filled. You see this gap that got somewhat filled. We're testing the moving average. What is this? We are testing the moving average. I am taking an assumption. So the assumptions I take will also determine the behavior I do or act how I act, basically the beliefs. I am assuming that this is more of a uptrend, was an uptrend, now it's ranging and potentially will continue the uptrend. So this is my basic way of looking at the market, and this price box will be used as support. So you can look at this price box, which is basically the whole range, right? Okay. From this point to that point and this point. Why this point? Because the pairs who sold the close of this part, they never got a chance to get out at break even. So potentially when the market will reach this point, those bears will bail on the trade. They will probably bail on this trade. It can bounce a little, then go down. So I'm not allowed basically to do anything until the 15 minutes end. But overall trend context is to be that the price will continue towards the upside. Let's suppose now I'm coming to how I'm going to trade it, right? If this 15 minutes closes right somewhere here and it breaks towards the upside, I will target 41 points towards the Asian highs, right? Okay, keep an eye on this price, which is the 4 hours candles open or closed, right? 574. You see this, how we are bouncing around this point, and the gap on the regular trading hours is also closed. So what is this? This is a range and a channel, range and a channel. So if it breaks towards the downside and we are below, for example, the 15 minutes closed right around somewhere here, and the next 15 minutes try to break towards the downside, I will still take a shot, aiming for the low of this point or breakout point of this part. We closed below the moving average. The first 5 minutes is closed. We tried to move above this bull flag, but that failed. So now I'm watching whether the price will try to go down. If it wants to go down, it should stay below the moving average. That will turn the market into always in short. As of now, it's in always in long. See, we came very close to this point. Basically, this is what I'm referring to, this price, which is 574. Pairs failed on this trade, and bulls agreed with it. And bulls knew, the smart bulls who knew that they will bail, they bought. So the market agreed with both of them, and that's why we're moving up. Let's say if this bar closes below this moving average, or the moving average can sustain price below itself or not. If we close above, then it's likely that we are going to move forward up. Okay. On the higher time frame, on the regular trading hours, if you remove this junk and remove this, focus on this price, the channel. This is the top of this channel. This is the low of this channel. This was Thursday's move, which I said I need the price to move, and I got somewhere of 1 to 16 risk to reward ratio from this trade, right? So we are above the high, right above the previous week's or the all-time high, and we still have 7 minutes left to the 15 minutes close. Okay, the price is trying to fight the moving average. Let's see how this candle closes. First bar is a strong bear bar. Okay, these two on the 15 minutes are strong enough for a second leg. These two bear bars on the 15 minutes, if I so, for example, the bulls who bears who sold the close of this bar, watching this price to close below this level, they got one time their risk. Bears who sold here, right? What will their breakout point or break even point? The 50% of this range, basically the low or 594, 594, 594. If someone who sold here and took another opportunity right around this point, 594 is their break even point, and they can make a profit and get out at break even at this point. Bears, right? On the electronic trading hours, we are making this big bull flag. Since we have the Asian lows untouched, I will try to take the larger lot size because of the high probability of this potential trade. There are a lot of factors that are really good in this because the overall range of this bar is basically 25, 50 points. So I would be risking 25 points for the trade if it basically closes within this range. So that would be a good trade. Aiming for 25 points and aiming for 40 points. So risk to reward is there. Uh, Again, we closed above the prior week's high. We're trying to take this bull flag out. We have 5 minutes left. First bar was a strong bear bar. Second bar is an inside bar. This is all trading range price action. We haven't taken out the high or the low of the first bar. If this bar closes at its high, I will take a long position. We have taken out the high of the first candle above the moving average. हेलो। अस्सलाम वालेकुम। सर कैसे हैं? बेहतरीन बेहतरीन। बताओ। मैंने मैंने कल लिया था। मेरे पास हाँ, मैं कल गया था शान के पास ना। अरे जाने मन, मैं ना इस तरह नहीं गया था। मेरे पास दोस्त आया तो मुझे कहते यार मुझे करा दे। मैंने कहा चल ठीक है। मैं सुबह उठा हूँ फिर 12 बजे। तो हाँ, 12 बजे किए फिर हम लोग चेक। तो उसने दी मुझे 3 साढ़े 3 ग्राम थी। और मेरे पास तो वो नहीं है कि मतलब कि मैं तो कल वो बैठे सारे छिके। तुझे पता है दोस्तों के साथ तो फिर पता है ना। मेरा होता तो हफ्ता हफ्ता चलता। मेरे पास 2 जॉइंट पड़े हुए हैं अभी भी। बता। तू मेरे लिए कराता तो जरूर मतलब तू कहता तो हम दोनों चले जाते हैं। कराता है तो करा दे, जैसा मर्जी बोल। मुझे भी चाहिए ना, नहीं तो मुझे कल जरूरत पड़ेगी। अच्छा अच्छा। ओए बाबा, ऐसा करते हैं मेरे साथ। अभी तू फ्री हो जा, मेरे से फिर एक ले ले, कल फिर सारा कर लेते हैं। हाँ ना यार, हाँ। सही बात है। और वो भी नहीं होता यार। और कल यकीन कर पेपर भी था। और पेपर के अंदर भी बस इतना सारा भी है कि खत्म। मतलब वो रोलिंग जो होता है ना, हम जो पक्के बनाते हैं ना। नहीं नहीं। तो उसके अंदर भी इतना खत्म हो गया, वो उसका था इतना कम यार। हाँ, उससे पता कर। बेहतरीन बेहतरीन। ओके ओके। First 15 minutes is closed. Now I want to see if it closed bullish. That is what I wanted. What is the best thing about this is I have a safety net. The safety net is this red line, the 50% of the range, and this blue box. So if it breaks towards the upside, I'll be placing my stop below all of these safety nets. But for that, this is somewhat of a bull flag. I need a closing above on the 1 minute. These are two strong bull bars above the moving average. Take a single standard deviation will take us up to 574, 504. Is this a failed bull flag again? Because we are in the trading range. We closed above, we immediately closed below, we closed above. So this is a choppy market. This is a very choppy market. And we have feel like this is another bull flag. That's another big bull flag. Let's say if the price continues, we have a high one buy. That's a high one buy. I'll try to take a long. I need a closing above 633. Going long, once we move above 633, I'll execute some orders with stop order and some with limit orders. 650, new 5 minutes. Still above the moving average, even on a 1 minute. High one, high two. Hmm. That's not good. We have an outside bar, an inside bar, a strong up close, an inside bar. It's all a trading range. I'll try to execute it 2 times. If it fails, then I'll bail on this trade or the setup for the day. So it's making this contracting triangles. An inside bar, again the inside bar, again the contracted triangles. We haven't taken out the first candle of the day, low of the first candle. So there's an 80% chance that we will take out the low of the day. This 15 minutes, 610. Hmm. So this is a trading range. Definitely. first leg, we got the second leg. If we try to move again and up from this blue box again, if we close above this red line or the previous day high, that's a good sign. Now we'll take the high of the contracting triangle, break out towards the upside potentially, because that's the first leg. This is the second leg. Closed above this bar's high, a low. Now this is going on. If we go down, then I'm obviously not interested, but as a bull, this can probably happen. If this bar on the 1 minute close at its high, it's high, right? This is nice. That's nice. Really nice. We have a fair value gap now here. This is high to buy. Left a gap open. I don't want the price to close this gap now. 3 minutes until we get the hour closed. Let's target the previous day high 660. Ideally, I need the price to close above this box on the 1 minute. That's the minimum requirement. The problem I have with this bar is this is an inefficient bar. So the price will revisit this bar. But still, I have to take this trade, assuming that this is a range and we might not go far above until we come above. So I can take a scalp. This is nice. I've entered long. Let's see if we can get two standard deviation of this bar. This can be the one way to target. The other way would be the Asian highs or the major bull flag. This is disappointing. A minute left until volatility will kick in. What is going on? Is this true or is that true? 15 seconds. Can we get a measured move out of this price? This is the first candle of the hour. It's nice. We closed above major point. This is a good close. First leg, potentially the second leg. These two lines, the dotted lines are the weekly open. The first bar closed as a bear bar. This is the low of the first bar and the high of the first bar. We will take the low and the high of the first bar. We retested the breakout point. Ideally, the market should leave this gap open. This is the ideal case. We've taken out the low of the first bar. Dang, the fuck just happened? This was very wild, very wild. I'm up at 10 points. Now we are at the bull flag, major bull flag. We've broken out this bull flag. We are retesting the bull flag on the electronic trading hours. Really? Yeah. अच्छा. हाँ हाँ हाँ. बेहतरीन बेहतरीन. जबरदस्त जबरदस्त. ओके 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 ओके. मैं कर यार. फिक्र ना कर फिक्र नहीं. टेंशन ना. ओके. So I'm out of this trade. This was the imbalance I was worried about, and that imbalance is not balanced. First leg, second leg. It's a trading range and will likely to continue as a trading range. I will enter one more time. If we close above this, yeah, I will enter the same position again one more time. If we close above this high, 663 is the criteria again. We are back inside the range, left an imbalance, retesting the previous gap. If this gap gets closed, I need the price to close above this gap. This price yellow box. Never trade the third leg. Never trade the third leg. Never trade the third leg. Am I trying to trade the third leg or this is a channel? It's hard to decide. Very hard. It's making a contracting triangle again and inside bar. This is all trading, price action trading. It can give me an impulse, then come back. That's possible. I'm taking some of it off. These two candles are imbalanced. We are halfway till our target. I can target the previous day high. That's a good target here. It's a negative risk to reward, slightly negative, but more probable. Good thing I took some of it off. It's an outside bar. Okay. So I'm removing all of this trade. I have gotten basically 16 points. And this is good for J. It can come back all the way to 667. That is still the target. This is the target. I got out for the reason that it closed below this low. It was on a smaller time frame, but still, we are right at the open of the week. First leg, second leg, third leg. We try to break out of this wedge. So, first leg, we got the second leg, again the third leg, or the first leg or the second leg. If we close above this, there's another potential trade here, right around this point. If someone buy the close of this bar, I think the stop loss right beneath this point, this is one times the risk. One times the risk is close of this bar, 662. Let's assume that someone who close by the close of this bar or the breakout point, bulls who bought the breakout point will get out at previous day high, and bulls who bought this bar, Asian lows can still be targeted. That's nice. The target is still there. If I were to take a long from this buy zone, my one times my risk would be 672, would be equal to 16 points. Probability is still high. This is one times the risk, 16 points risk, 60 points, 16 points reward with a good odds because that is within the range of the Asian highs. This is nice. Now, this is interesting. We have 3 bar micro channel, strong bull closes, new 5 minutes, 'We are bouncing off this range because of we reached a single standard deviation of the initial range. First leg, now the count will restart from these legs. I think this is more of a buy the close bar than sell the close bar. This is more of a buy the close bar. 8 minutes left till the first hour is going to close on the regular trading hours. We have a gap here, price left a gap open. See, this was more of a buy the close bar. Nice. Hmm. But fuck, forward thing 667 is the high. Asian highs is still pending, but it's very close. So now risk to reward is not quite favorable. All right, good enough. Got a good read on the market. Got a trade or two. Probably what's gonna happen is gonna be a failed breakout of this trend line, then try to Asian highs.